very good in life.
So I hope the lamp of art always keeps on shining very bright.
Please come. Without you, this can't be a success. So please. Join.
Yeah, I'd like to say a couple of words in brief about what we do. I mean, this Romartika initiative had been started about 5 to 6 years ago as an online platform with a very unique objective of, reviewing arts through public views, and that was through some kind of artificial intelligence embedded inside. So it is still there and it goes on, and it is getting improved over a period of time. Eventually we had an intention to stick to online space, but then we moved to offline space also eventually over past couple of years. And we do a lot of exhibitions in very interesting places, I would say, where the primary intention of an exhibition is to ensure that people view the artworks on first place. Of course, sale is another objective, which is a very important objective, but relevant people looking at paintings and appreciating is very important. That's why we moved also from online space to offline, because online people visit but you don't get to see people are looking at it. So, and another thing why I am choosing to speak a little bit, that when we started, I have a very adamant view about art, that art for art's sake I did not appreciate. So art must convey a message or a shock or a provocation or something like this. Western view over past 100 years. But eventually Romartika is no more something that I and him do alone. So it's more of a community today. We have a couple of artists with us. I am also a bit of an artist. So like Nitesh is an artist of quite a repute, and then two other artists are there who are not here today. And of course my wife is there. So all of their opinion made me rethink and consider the fact that maybe in Western view, art is provocation and shock only actually, and a message for the society. But there is another aspect of it which is very prevalent in India, that art is to convey a tradition, a symbol of a tradition and history and legacy of a clan or a community or the breed or whatever. So that is also art. So Romartika is moving away from the earlier adamant view, and our review system was built towards contemporary art in Western form in the past, but we are very much starting to appreciate the traditional art form of our country. And this exhibition is largely traditional art forms. Which kind of oozes out the spirit of our country and history. Of course, we have Hina's paintings, which are abstract and modern in taste. So this is what I wanted to say, and this is something that Romartika is changing. I mean, our spirits are changing thanks to thanks to the community Romartika. So welcome to the community of Romartika. Probably many of you will stick around with us now onwards. You will enjoy the experience. Now I request Dr. Manju Chopra to introduce herself, because she is a very interesting personality who has crisscrossed through various aspects of career and life. And her involvement with Romartika goes also quite long time. Yes. She inaugurated us before also.
Yes. Good evening, Jai Hind. This is my second time of visiting Malaka Spice and visiting the art gallery. And last time I remember when I came, I was so inspired that I went back and मैंने ऐसे pencil लेकर draw करना start किया. That's how I was. So talking about me, आई कंसिडर माई सेल्फ टू बी एन आर्टिस्ट एज वेल, क्योंकि मैं जिस फील्ड में अभी हूँ दैट इज़ एजुकेशन. So that's where we try to give an art, a shape to the future of the youth of India. So that's how it is. तो मैं एक छोटी सी 2 मिनट की स्टोरी सुनाऊंगी ये बताने के लिए कि हाउ all of us are artists, especially when it comes to education. So and it's also my way of appreciating each and every different art that we have. सो सपोज हम किसी भी, जैसे हम यहाँ मलाका स्पाइस में आ रहे थे या फिर जब हम कहीं पर भी आते हैं तो रास्ते में हमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें मिलती है. सपोज एक लकड़ी का टुकड़ा मिल रहा है, देन वो लकड़ी का टुकड़ा किसके हाथ में आता है उस पर डिपेंड करता है वो क्या बनता है. सो अगर किसी एक ऐसी लेडी के हाथ में आया जिसका एम सिर्फ इतना ही है, उसको जाकर चूल्हा जलाना है, वो रोटी सेकनी है, तो लकड़ी के टुकड़े को आग जलाने के लिए काम आएगी, राख बन जाएगा. अगर वही लकड़ी का टुकड़ा बाई चांस किसी किसान के हाथ में आता है तो उसके लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है कि उसका हल सही रहे, तो वो उसको रखेगा कि कभी लूज हो गया तो मैं इसमें से काट के फिट करने के लिए कर दूँगा. तो वही लकड़ी का टुकड़ा अपनी पहचान होकर फिट होने लग जाता है. एंड वही लकड़ी का टुकड़ा आप जैसे आर्टिस्ट के हाथ में अगर आता है तो आपके पास में वो काबिलियत है कि आप उससे गणेश जी बना सकते हैं, एक सोल्जर बना सकते हैं, रोज़ बना सकते हैं, दिया बना सकते हैं, कुछ भी बना सकते हैं. सो एक मैं इतना बोलूँगी, ऑल ऑफ यू टेक योर हैंड इन फ्रंट प्लीज एंड पैट योर बैक्स कि आप लोगों ने एक कलर में, एक कैनवस में उसको पहचान दी. सो आई थिंक इट डिजर्व्स अ राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू. इसी तरीके से हम भी कोशिश करते हैं कि हम उस स्टूडेंट को जो हमारे हाथ में आता है वो लकड़ी के टुकड़े की तरह ही आता है, तो हम उसको जलाए नहीं, फिट नहीं करें, और ना हम सबको गणेश जी बनाना चाहते हैं. क्योंकि ये देखिए, जब एक जैसे कैनवस आए तो एक कहीं पर वो लेडी बनी, एक फ्लावर बना, तो हर स्टूडेंट के अंदर अपना एक इम्पोर्टेंस होता है. तो वी ट्राई कि वो अपनी काबिलियत के हिसाब से और अपने हुनर के हिसाब से सबसे अलग बने. एंड दैट्स अ स्मॉल कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ we, me, into education, into building the future. And इसके साथ साथ अगर मैं थोड़ा सा पीछे जाऊँ तो I have served Indian Army for 12 years. So I have retired as Major from Indian Army. So I have served more on the Singapore naval base. So India is a strategic alliance of Singapore. It doesn't have its own army. उनके पास जगह ही नहीं है आर्मी को ट्रेन करने के लिए. So they depend more on us. So I am a trained Naxal neutralizing unit person. And I am one of the only ladies of India जो Naxal neutralization के अंदर जिन्होंने काम किया. now into education, yes. And I will take it. Thank you so much. एंड ये जो छोटे छोटे बच्चे आए ना, मैं इनको सिर्फ एक मैसेज जरूर देना चाहूँगी, बिकॉज आई कीप ऑन डीलिंग विद स्टूडेंट्स. तो मुझे सबसे ज़्यादा लगता है कि उनको कौन क्या कहेगा वाला डर जाता है. तो मैं सबको यही कहती हूँ हमेशा कि दुनिया में सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग. तो इंश्योर कि एज पेरेंट्स आप लोग अपने बच्चों को ना इस रोग से दूर रखें. दैट्स वन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्टेप वी कैन टेक, ताकि ना हर कोई अपनी तरीके से आर्टिस्ट बने. आई रियली फील पेरेंट्स हैव ए बिगर रोल टू प्ले. अगर हम लोग वो कर पाते हैं तो
लेकिन ऐसा है that people, these artists today, emerging artists, those who are here including, they are all into some other profession. Me too. Now for people like us, ये तो सबसे बड़े हम पेरेंट्स को सोचना है कि पेंट भी कर सकता हूँ, क्योंकि क्या करेंगे लोग. So first we got to decide with that, actually. We don't care. So I request the artists to share a couple of words about your challenges being in another demanding profession, but still pursuing art so seriously. It's not a joke. I mean,
Yes,
you must be having
definitely.
tremendous passion driving you that that makes you paint after you do go through that rigor of corporate world or whatever?
I think selfish reasons it's more like in my case at least, it's your me time, your de-stressing time. When you're painting, I'm sure all of us experience this when we paint. We just disconnect and we are there in the moment with ourselves, as in and that connect with your self within happens when you're just with every stroke that you make.
Yes.
So I think वो जो मज़ा है, that you spend time with yourself and you get mindful, you get conscious. So I think there it starts, and then the bigger picture. First, it's I think for me at least, it's myself.
We get to know more about who.
Yeah. Please.
I'm professionally an architect.
Oh.
So I deal with a lot of, design to hai. But when you design, you get into details, right? So उस time पे color का importance, texture का importance, and how a simple space can be changed in various ways, because art is so subjective. मतलब every client, if you give the same space to say 3-4 people, हर एक अपनी तरीके से उसको सेटअप करेगा, विजुअलाइज करेगा, एक ambience क्रिएट करेगा. So that I feel art का वो एक what do I say, not because it is so subjective, it is challenging as artists to sell art. Because otherwise it's very fulfilling, very satisfying.
We have College of Architecture in our trust.
Ji.
So I welcome you to
I would love to. Anytime.
Because we keep on trying to associate with various people so that the students learn more out of that.
Anytime.
So anytime you feel that you want to interact with those students, you'll be more than
Definitely, I'll connect with you.
Hello, I am Tanvi.
I interrupt Tanvi a little because Tanvi's paintings, there are dots, and the dots have something little about it.
Thank you so much. Actually, I am a self-taught artist, but the driven thing why I got attracted towards getting into art was way back. Like, I am a master's in human development, and I've worked extensively with women and children. I've done masters in human development and family studies from MS University, Baroda. I was into guidance and counseling, early childhood, maternal and infant mortality with the government of Gujarat. So I was into safe motherhood and child survival projects. So there we found women who are distressed, children who are like dying. So gradually we shifted to art as therapy, like art as a means to vent out, as a means to express yourselves, right? So we give them blank papers, and the colors that you choose says a lot more about your inner struggles, your inner mindsets, your inner thought processes. That like suppose you choose black. Why are you choosing black? There are other colors out there. Black is considered as a taboo color. You all know, like koi auspicious occasions mein you don't wear black and all of that, right? So basically colors, the colors that are there in your life. Like, have you observed in your wardrobes, all of you, for all of us out here, you have certain favorites, right? There are certain colors which your hand just goes and you just pick it. Maybe shades and tints of those colors, but you generally go towards that color. You are inclined towards that colors, right? Why so? Deep within yourselves, there is a subconscious level, like conscious mind, subconscious mind, and unconscious, right? So basically I'm a psychology and a human development student, but have started researching more onto these things, have started doing art therapy sessions more onto this, and mandala being one of the meditative art forms. So the forms that you see, the circles there and the geometry there, it's a sacred geometry which is there. So mandala as an art form, they are done in various patterns. So it's like pen mandalas, you draw it with the pen, geometry you draw it with the pen, then these are called as dot mandalas. So again it weighs back from Buddhist culture, like Gautam Buddha, when he came out of his kingdom and everything, he saw misery everywhere. That time this mandala technique was given to people to vent out, to come out of the miseries, to come out of their pains, to come out of their sufferings. So today also Tibetan cultures, today also Buddhist monks, they do have sand mandalas. If you have known or if you have seen, those are sacred mandalas. They do healing mandalas. So those are done like rangoli. The way we do rangoli in our cultures, those are sand mandalas that are done in a specific way with chanting mantras. So that is becoming sacred. In my painting, each dot that you see, each layer of dot that you see, I chant an Om. Om being a universal sound which all living creatures resonate to. So even a plant can listen to that Om sound. So Om being that sound is a resonance, that a cosmos that I want to create my little bit to the world. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, I'm Archana Kesarwani and I'm doing lotus, maximum floral painting. And painting is for me is like a therapy. सारे आर्टिस्ट के लिए जो है, of course it's me time also. I'm a homemaker. I'm wife of an army officer. Oh, yes. And he is the Colonel Vikas Kesarwani. And painting is for me, it's like a therapy. Everyone knows that art and color and textures, shapes, वो एक थेरेपी जैसे काम करता है. तो मेरे लिए तो मेरे टफ टाइम पे या हम लोग सबके साथ अप्स एंड डाउन्स होते हैं, पेंटिंग तो मेरे लिए बहुत मुझे हेल्प किया है. Painting is
Yeah, so you are into two abstract arts. Toughest one is making home, and the second one is great. Okay.
Good evening. My name is Asha Raghav. So, as Mr. Bakshi said, what were your challenges? So there is this book by an artist called Henry Miller, which is titled "To Paint is to Love Again." So this one line actually summarizes everything. So this is like your first love, or the love with whom you want to be, right, for your lifetime. So it's like how you meet, how you're trying to nurture your relationship, what challenges, those challenges, right? Like you learn something from them, you're learning about yourself, you're learning about the people around you, how they are actually, reacting to that equation that you're having, right? So that is the only challenge that I see in the painting. Otherwise, I feel that this is the one, visual art is like one practice wherein in the night you make something and in the morning when you get up, you run to see it, right? क्या बनाया था मैंने, आप क्या दिख रहा है? So in none of the other art forms, like you take dance, music, there's nothing. आपने रात में कुछ बनाया, सुबह नहीं देख सकते. But this is one form wherein you're like always eager to see what you made, how it looks now, right? You pull off the curtains and you see, wow, I made something really beautiful, right? So that is what drives me as an artist to keep doing well. I generally don't. There have been challenges, but I think we should not look them as challenges. It's just a journey, some pebbles on the road. Like again, Henry Miller says that a person who does very well, it's sheer genius, happens to like 1% or 2% of the people in the world. But people who do not give up, when everyone else, like typical, right? Whatever happens in our society, when everyone says, like people told me, right? क्या तुमको काम नहीं हो रहा था क्या तुमसे जो तुमने छोड़ के कर लिया, right? Such things demoralize you, but that is when you need to tell them that, boss, it's my life. It is about me, right? I want to do something. हम सब एक जैसा काम करेंगे तो we'll end up as robots, right? And that is what my husband also said. You want to leave your job? हम सब वही कर रहे हैं, right? Okay, leave your job. Do what you want. So I think we should. The only learning here is whatever we are doing, we should do with 200%.
Provide advisory to banks, financial services, payments industry. And it's a very different profession, but I think for me, art is more of a therapy, as I think everybody has mentioned. So art becomes like that way out of that corporate world, wherein I can just connect with myself. And I'm more used to painting water bodies or forests or nature, because that's when I can actually emote myself and just kind of let myself free. So it's just a way of connecting to the nature when I can't visit it, because I'm sitting in maybe in the office or at home, working from home. But that's just a way out of, like just to get out of that confined space and be able to explore. So I think that is what is art for me. And I think it teaches a lot of management lessons also, because we tend to manage the time. We are very patient with what we are doing in terms of art. So I think overall art is just a way to express probably for me. So that's me in short. Yeah, correct. And this one, sorry.
What I have seen of Nikita is basically, it is a stress buster for her, because her job is so stressful. Because I have seen her working, and her mother. So I have seen her working.